Now, depending on the amount of residual light where you place the aquarium, most aquariums in general, most of the day, look terrible without a light. So you may very well consider putting a light on the aquarium, like this LED Slim light. Now, you do not want to have the light on too often. If you have live plants in the aquarium, you want to have the light on a maximum of 8 hours a day. So say 6 to 8 hours a day. If you do not have live plants on in the aquarium, you want to have the light on as little as possible, preferably having the light on just while you're likely to be enjoying the fish. Now, if you do notice algae growing in your aquarium, adding snails, but more so various catfish and algae-eating fish will definitely help. Making sure you're only feeding very high-quality foods will definitely help. And reducing the amount of light will definitely help. If you turn the light off, particularly if your aquarium doesn't have a lot of residual light, then after a period of weeks, your algae will totally disappear. Once again, depending on how much residual light your aquarium's got. But light is a major factor as far as algae is concerned. And make sure that your lights are off at night. That's really important because the fish do have to sleep. Now, over time, if you have ornaments or rocks or anything in the aquarium, and if they do start looking all covered in algae, you can just take them out in the sun, leave them there for a day, then flip them over, leave them there for a day, then hit them with a hose, and generally they look good as new because the sun will bleach off all the algae, actually quite effectively. But do consider the ornaments and fake plants to be disposable because over time they do start to look a bit, how you going? And they do require replacing every couple of years to look nice and fresh. So I really encourage enjoying and learning about your fish, but then over time, if that you can walk past your aquarium without looking at it, then I really recommend doing a spring clean. I would recommend probably doing this once a year anyway. What that involves is basically pulling all the ornaments out. You can sun bleach the ornaments and make them look clean again. You can remove any fish that maybe you're not as attached to, and then change up some of your decorations and make your tank look completely different. It is really important to be realistic with your expectations of the aquarium. Change is king. When you get new fish, you're all excited and you're all interested in them and you start learning all about them. But you will find that your passion is completely governed by your knowledge. The more you learn about your fish, the more successful you're likely to be and the more likely you're going to really enjoy your fish. So I really recommend jump on Majestic Aquariums TV on YouTube and start watching a whole bunch of the videos because you'll find the more you learn, the more you identify with, the more you're rewarded by, and the more you enjoy. And that basically goes for anything in life. Learn more, enjoy more. It ain't luck. You can grow passion through knowledge. Now, depending on where you're placing the aquarium, you could also consider putting an aquarium background onto the aquarium. So there's all sorts of aquarium backgrounds that are available that can make the back of the aquarium look like a picture, which might look better than seeing cords and seeing right through the aquarium, depending on the circumstance that you are actually considering. Now, assuming your aquarium ran quite well as a temperate water aquarium, the next thing you may decide to do, particularly to increase the availability of species that you can get and to grow your interest, you may then like to get a thermometer, and the thermometer can start monitoring the temperature of your aquarium. The earlier you get a thermometer, basically the better. And then you might want to add a heater. And then the heater can keep the tank at 25 degrees, allowing you to get tropical fish. So tropical fish are no harder and no different to look after than temperate water fish, except that the tropical fish need to have warm water. So when you are running a tropical aquarium, it needs to be 25 degrees before the fish go in there. And then you need to make sure that when you're doing water changes, you're only changing a small amount of water at a time, let's say 20%. And it's better to pre-warm the water, because what you don't want to do is give these fish a cold flush. Otherwise, a cold flush can stress the fish and end up with diseases like white spot. White spot is very easy to treat, assuming you know how to diagnose it. So if you're seeing little white spots on the fish and you're seeing them flicking and scratching, we can give you some white spot medication, which is very effective and will fix that problem. But once again, if you see anything going on with your aquarium that doesn't make sense to you, you need to grab your phone, make a little video of the situation, make sure that all your bottles and jars and stuff are in the video, make sure we can see the filters, make sure we can see the lights, make sure we can see what the fish are doing. Then bring the video down to us at Majestic Aquariums with a sample of water, and we can advise you exactly what to do next. It is very simple and it is very easy. So tropical fish are in exactly the same water as the temperate water fish. It's only that they need a heater. Now, assuming that your temperature is stable at about 25 degrees, and assuming it's been at least a couple of weeks since your last introduction of fish, and assuming that every time you want more fish, you bring a sample of water and a video of your tank running down to Majestic Aquarium so we can check on it. Also, remembering never to add food for the first couple of days after introducing new fish, and making sure you're only feeding the highest quality foods, what the fish can eat in 30 seconds 5 times a week. You may then decide to get some more fish. Now, when you're getting new fish, just be aware that if the mouth of the biggest fish can fit the smallest fish in its mouth, then the biggest fish may eat the little fish. Now, when you add new fish, it is very important that you keep an eye on the fish, because just because you've been told they may get along, it does not mean they will get along. And just because you've told that they won't get along also doesn't necessarily mean that they won't get along. Because ultimately fish do what fish do, and it's up to them whether they actually get along. So your job is to watch them. And if you see a problem, you've got to do something about it before that problem eventuates, because generally you see something happening and you have an opportunity to fix it,